What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video on the Sharpdiv YouTube channel. And since you've clicked on this video, let's set a target of 200 likes on it. Smash the like button, let's try and achieve it. A few months ago, just after the turn of the year, I made a video which was the SPFL top 11. In this video, I was judging the players based on form, not on ability. I received a lot of stick for that video because people always think that their opinion is better than yours. I'm just getting on here, giving my opinion. It's not the truth. Go to the comment section and get involved. Tell me what your team is instead of saying, no, this player should be here. Tell me what your team is. The season is now over. Celtic were crowned champions for the 7th year in a row. Aberdeen finished 2nd for the 4th year in a row, which their fans seem to be quite proud of. And Rangers finished 3rd, Hibs 4th, Kelly in 5th, Hearts in 6th, and so on down the table. So on to the first player that is going to be in Sharpdiv's top 11 for the 2017-2018 season, and that is Lewis, the Aberdeen goalkeeper. The reason why I've changed to Lewis is because I think that his overall game is very, very tidy. I think he's a good shot stopper, he's tall, he's strong, he's commanding. His distribution from what I've saw is not too bad either. And all round I think that he's just an absolute unit. If I had to describe him to a specific goalkeeper in relation, it would probably be Thibaut Courtois. Hopefully I've said that name correctly. Just because he's kind of tall, he's a bit thicker than Courtois and he's got similar characteristics. Obviously he's not as good, but that's the correlation that I'm making between the two players. On to the right back position, and in this position I'm going to go with a Rangers player, and that is James Tavernier. Did I say it correctly? Tavernier? Are you happy? Tavernier? Just call him Tav, it makes it a whole lot easier for everybody. So the reason that I have chosen Tav is because he's been involved in 18 goals and assists for Rangers this season. Going forward, he is really, really good. Defensively, I think that he has improved. He's still got a lot to do. His positioning is definitely improved. On a 1-to-1 basis, he's usually really good and he comes out on top the majority of the time. Tav, towards the end of the season, I think has let himself down tremendously. Since he was given the captain's armband and was given a new contract, his form has severely dipped. So he's just made this team just. On to the centre back positions, and my first centre back is going to be Christopher Ajer, who is a Celtic player. Celtic have conceded the least amount of goals in the league, and I think that Ajer is their best centre back, so he had to be involved in this defence. Ajer came to Celtic, I believe, and was a CDM, and they fit him in nicely to the centre back position. He's tall, he's lanky, he's commanding, he's very good on the ball because of his former experience as a midfielder, and this has got him to that position in centre back in my team. Moving on to the left sided centre back, and I'm going to go with the experienced former Scotland international, played in the Premier League, Christophe Berra, also now the Hearts captain. Hearts for the majority of the season were not scoring a lot of goals or conceding a lot of goals. Towards the end they've started to concede more, but from the majority of the season they have been very, very solid at the back. Berra, I think, has been a letdown in terms of his distribution, but as a defender, he is a top quality player. You know you're in trouble when a centre back is wearing a gum shield. On to the left back position, and there really is no argument for this. Declan John has had an excellent season, but nobody really comes close yet to Kieran Tierney and his performances in big games. He turned up for Celtic when they beat Aberdeen 2-1 at Pittodrie when the pressure was on. He's turned up in other big games and cup finals. He's done alright in Europe as well. He's also the Young Player of the Year, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row. He's going to go on to bigger and better things than Celtic, but for now he is in Scotland, so he's definitely going to have to be in my team of the year. On to the CDM position, and again it's going to have to be a Celtic player. He was the Player of the Year in Scotland this year. That is Scott Brown, their captain, and really I've put him in there because I think he's the first name in the team sheet essentially, because he plays for the team that have been the most dominant, and he also is their heart and soul. I think if they lose Brown, they lose 20 or 30%. He is the most important player without a shadow of a doubt. Is he challenged enough in Scotland? No. Is he playing against a good old firm team? No. It would have been very interesting to see how Scott Brown did against a Barry Ferguson in the middle of the park. Just seeing how they matched up, because Barry Ferguson, without a shadow of a doubt, played against a good Celtic team and dominated that Celtic team. So it would have been really interesting to see how Brown shaped up against a good Rangers team. However, that's not what he's up against just now. We're going through a number of centre mids, looking to find the good one that can match him for physicality, because that's probably his best attribute, and leadership. And I've kind of varied off topic there a wee bit, but Brown, he's got to be in the team of the year. Always shows up for the big games, cup finals, games against Rangers. Apparently no on the last day of the season versus Aberdeen to decide second, but we'll not get into that. The second player in the midfield is a more attacking player, and that is John McGinn from Hibs. Although he is a very, very ugly boy, he's a very, very good football player, and he's had a really good season up here with Hibs. McGinn has been essential for Hibs. He's played well in all of their best performances really, versus Rangers at Ibrox, where he scored a corker from outside the box, scored 2 at Celtic Park in a 2-each draw, and he's been vital in other big games as well. His attacking attributes, his kind of speed, agility, good passing ability, good shooting, and for that reason he is making my midfield. The third midfielder, and probably the most impressive I would say, is Yousef Mwanafunzi. He came up in the January transfer window on a free contract, I believe. Former West Brom player. Steve Clarke obviously managed him at West Brom. Great player in the Premier League, and that has transpired into the SPFL. I remember McCrory broke onto the scene and he was doing really, really well, and he absolutely dominated McCrory in the middle of the park, which hasn't really been done to McCrory in the middle of the park. It's not been done to him really. He has came up slack versus some players, but mostly it's been at centre back. But Mwanafunzi was the first person that absolutely dominated him in the middle of the park. He then done the exact same thing to Celtic when they beat Celtic 1-0. A much more impressive victory, because at that time they'd only been defeated once in, I don't know, over 70 games. Mwanafunzi was a star man in that game. He's also shown his class in other matches, and he's been a pivotal reason to why Steve Clarke's Kilmarnock side have done really, really well, and they've gathered their highest points total of any Kilmarnock team in the top flight of Scottish football, and that is something that I think that they should be proud of. Mwanafunzi was a big part of that, so that's why he is in there. We're going to go over to the left side of midfield, right, and I couldn't pick between these two players. The two players that I have got over there right now are Jordan Jones and Josh Windass. So I'm going to do a poll, and I want you to vote in that poll who you think should be the left midfielder. Jordan Jones, I think since Steve Clarke came in, has been impressive. He is tricky, he's fast, he, from what I've saw, has ripped right backs to shreds in the left midfield position. A lot different to Windass. Windass is a player who's been getting goals. He has contributed to, I believe, 26 goals and assists for Rangers this season. And he pops up in good moments. He done it against Celtic in the first minute. He then went missing for 89 minutes or so, which is a big downside to his game. But then he popped up and he presented the chance to Morelos. The chance that Morelos missed. We'll not forget that one. So yeah, he popped up, he hit the shot, it was a good save, and it should have been 3 each. But I will not get into that. So I want you to vote in the poll. Let me know who you think should be the left midfielder in this team. Moving over to the right side of midfield, and it's going to be another Celtic player. It is James Forrest. Reason being, I think James Forrest has kept Patrick Roberts out of the team, a player who came up and was supposed to dominate the Scottish football game. I know that he's been injured, but he still kept him out of the team even when he's been fit. And I think that player is somebody who's been really inconsistent. His distribution, his final ball and all that was very inconsistent. However, this season, with a challenge behind him, he has been able to keep momentum going and have big performances in big games. He doesn't do anything too fancy. He's really fast. His agility is really good. He's got good feet. He can take the ball past players and keep possession of it in tight areas, and he's got a decent finish on him as well with both feet. Scottish international, done well this season. It'd be hard to keep him out of the team. On to my final player, which has made the Sharpdiv SPFL top 11, And it's got to be the top goal scorer, Chris Boyd. He just keeps surprising people. The guy's a pundit. He's a pundit on PT. When you look at him and you compare him to other players, he's double the size of them. I always remember what Chris Boyd came out and says that Walter Smith said to him when Walter Smith came back for his second time in charge. I don't know what you're doing, son, but get back in the curries and the burgers. And he did do that. He's a player that plays really well, even though he doesn't look to be in immense shape. Watching Boyd play, I don't think that he moves a lot. Well, it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to notice that, but this is actually very beneficial to his game, because if you look at the centre backs, they're constantly thinking about where players are and where they're moving, and they always kind of forget that Boyd is just standing there. He'll just stand and the ball falls to him, and he's a predatory striker, finishes it, he's prolific, top goal scorer in Scotland of all time, and he's still doing it. He's like, what, 35 now, 36? Wow, 18 goals in the league this year for Kelly. Plays about 60 minutes as well, every match before he's subbed. But he's got to make the top 11. He's got to. He was also up for the shortlist of the top 4 players in Scotland. He fell short on that, but he's there and he's still banging the goals in. That is going to be it for this video. Please get involved in the comment section below. Leave some ideas of what you would like to see during the summer period, during the World Cup. I'm really looking forward to the World Cup. If you're a football fan, you should be buzzing, even though Scotland aren't in it. Tell me in the comment section actually who you will be supporting in the World Cup. I fancy Brazil, but I think I'm going to have a wee special spot for Egypt, just because Mohamed Salah, what a player. So like this video, remember 200 likes we're going to try and hit, and subscribe if you're new. I've been Sharpdiv, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.